There is the stock fog light on the driver's side, the Lasfit LED on the passenger side, and then you turn them off, turn them right back on, they go to amber. And there they are on white. I'm going to turn them off, turn them right back on. There they are on amber. So I've been out here working in the shop today, and I almost forgot Lasfit. If you saw the last videos that I did on the H11 high beam light, LED light, and the 9005 high beam headlight that I put in from Lasfit as well, it was the LS Plus series. I absolutely love these things. I had the I've tried multiple different LED headlights over the years. The truck does have 600,000 miles on it, so I've put a lot of miles after dark when I really need the headlights. And the headlights from the factory on this truck are just they're not that great. So I tried to upgrade a few times, didn't like it, kept going back to the regular halogen bulbs. Lasfit reached out, asked me did I want to try a set of theirs. I put in the H11s, love them. Did the 9005s, they're awesome. My friend was riding with me last night. I turned it on. It's like turning a light bar on when you turn the highs on. I'm gonna leave a link to those two videos in the description of this one, but what we have right here is the Lasfit 5202 LD Plus Switchback fog light. Now, when I heard Switchback, I wasn't really sure because I don't like the lights that ride down the road white, and then when you turn your blinker on or something like that, they change to amber. But with a fog light, I wasn't really sure what it was talking about. Asked around, a couple of my friends already had these. They said they love them. They really light it up. That amber really helps out in rain and fog. And I've driven a lot of after dark in the rain and snow and all that stuff. That white light, if you have the LED headlights, it can just reflect off snow and all that. It doesn't really get under it. It really doesn't get through it. It just, in my opinion, my eyes are getting old. And there are times that I lean toward that orange color light. So I really got interested in these. So what I did is I've already installed one. I'll show you how to install the other one. I'm gonna turn them on and show you what they look like. Well, first I'll tell you this. I'm gonna read this right off the back of the box so I'm not messing anything up. It is a automotive grade switchback LED flip chip, 9 to 16 volts, 60 watts a set, 30 watts per bulb, 6,000 lumens per set, 3,000 lumens per bulb in the yellow and the white. Color temperature 6,000 K on white, 3,000 K on yellow. 1 year warranty, and that's another thing that I hear a lot of good feedback. I haven't had to use the warranty, but everybody says the customer service is amazing. The people that I've talked to, everybody that's had to use them, I haven't heard a complaint. I mean, if you have, or if you know something, if you've had a good experience or a bad experience, leave it in the comments so other people can, learn from your experiences. Anyway, so I'm gonna turn these on and you'll see the stock light on this side and the Lasfit fog light on that side. There is the stock fog light on the driver's side, the Lasfit LED on the passenger side, and then you turn them off, turn them right back on, they go to amber. Turn them off again, turn them right back on, they go white. I like that. Most of the time I'm going to be wanting to drive with the white light that matches my headlights. Here are the headlights, here are the high beams. So now I have all 6 on the front. Supposed to be all 6 on the front. And the way that I did that is through called Auto Sync. You can look them up on Facebook, the Auto Sync discussion group. That's how I actually came about getting all 6 headlights to work at the same time. But as far as these, I'm going to show you how to install the one on the driver's side, and then we'll take it for a ride, see what you think. First step in installing this driver's side bulb is I'm going to start the truck. Turn the wheels all the way to the right. And a lot of people ask me about the 600,000 miles. Does the truck really have 600,000 miles? Yeah, it does. So, turn the wheel all the way to the right. Turn the ignition off so the wheel locks. So here is my driver's side inner fender liner. I just pulled and worked it out up to this first Torx bit. I didn't take any Torx screws out. And I can push it over and reach in right there. If you see the bulb, we're just going to squeeze gonna be hard for you guys to see, but squeeze and pull, and that bulb will come out. Then after it comes out, you'll notice a clip on here somewhere, right there, and you push down on the clip, pull out on the bulb. There you go. Now here is the LD Plus. Now you see it's got the same clips. You just squeeze right here, and always make sure that the light goes in facing directly across, like so. You don't want it in there all jacked up catty cornered. You want it straight up and down, and you can clock these. You can spin this just like you need it, but on this bulb for my truck, straight up and down with a chip is where it needs to go. So we'll take this, and it has a module here with it that you plug in, and when you take them out of the box, you'll have one light, one module. Plug this in and squeeze it together. Then there is a nut that goes on, and you just finger tighten this nut. Once you get that tight, I better tighten it with 2 hands, but I think it's pretty sufficient. Now the module itself, and it does say Lasfit and caution and all that, I like this. You could run a screw if you have a body screw right close to it, or however. I'm going to just run some double-sided tape and stick it to the inside of the bumper. But first things first, let's get the light installed. So I'm trying to watch the camera. I'm not actually looking in through the fender liner. Not enough room for my big head and the camera and everything in there at one time. Once you get it lined up, you just push, it'll click in place, wiggle it, pull it, make sure it's not loose. And then you'll need to plug the light itself back in. Get the plug. Very, very simple, easy installation. Make sure the tab's lined up the right way, and that seems to be. Now squeeze it, you'll hear it click, and I will come back and double-sided tape that right there. But for right now, let's turn them on and see what it looks like. On the fender liner, I just push it right back in like that. All good. Here's our old bulb. These things have been in here for over 500,000 miles. Never burn out. But let's see what the difference is. Alright, so there are the Lasfit, both the 5202s in on white. There they are on amber. I'm loving it so far. I can see it's starting to get dark, and all the greens around the camera out there where you guys are at are really popping a whole lot more than normal. Yeah, it's dark in here and I got grease all over my phone, but we're ready to head home. Let's check out these fog lights. I'm gonna turn off the lights in here, and there they are on white. I'm gonna turn them off, turn them right back on. There they are on amber. Guys, that's pretty awesome. I got a buddy in here with me. Are they comparable to regular fog lights, yours on your truck or whatever?
Oh no, they're very bright.
And it will go back to white. You just turn them off, wait a few seconds, turn them right back on. The white is cool, but that looks like that's almost as good as my old headlights. Now we're going to turn the H11s. That's the H11 LS Plus from Lasfit. We'll turn those on. There they are. Now we're going to turn the fog lights off. Now, that's a pretty big difference. So now we're going to turn them back on there in amber. And it just makes the trees. Do y'all see what I'm talking about making the greens pop? I mean, it just, even through that. Now I'm going to turn my high beams on. And the high beams are spectacular. They're awesome. I love all the Lasfit lights in this truck. But we'll turn it off. That's turning the fog lights off of the amber. Now we'll turn them back on white. You can still see, even with the high beams and the low beams on, turning the fogs on, that there's a difference. Now, if I turn them back off, there's the amber Lasfit. I think it's LD Plus, I think is what these are called. Turn them off. Pulling out of the driveway, just to show you, that's the white on the fogs. Turn the fogs off, turn the ambers back on, that's the amber. We're gonna pull out here and start down the road, but there's gonna be a lot of light here in a minute. We'll turn them back off and I'll get you back on another dark road and we'll check them out again. But that's the amber. White. High beams, or low beams, my bad. The H11 low beams. And turn the fogs off. Turn the fogs back on. They're in amber. And once we get away from these lights right here, we'll come back and show you some more. So here are just the regular H11 Lasfit headlights, and they're a whole lot better than stock. But then you turn the fog lights on, and they really bump it up. Turn them off, turn them back on in the amber. They really make everything pop. I love being able to change the color of the lights back and forth. That's awesome. I didn't even know they made something like this. So we'll turn them off, and then like I say, you can turn the bright lights on, which the high beams they're pretty badass. And that's turning the fog lights on, turn them back off, turn them back on in amber. Even with the highs and lows on, you can still see that amber lighting up the trees around you. And I'm sure in the fog and the snow and the sleet and all that inclement weather we get to drive in, that's going to help out, especially those ambers being down closer to the road. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video right here. I think that's pretty good. That's only the fog lights going down the road. We're only running like 30 miles an hour, but it's a 2-lane back road. Turn them off. Turn them back home. So I do highly recommend. There will be a link in the description for these Lasfit 5202s, switchbacks. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.